Hey guys, Sawyer's Lawn Care Service here. Today was a little bit delayed from last week, but today we are going to be putting on the back wood panels on the dump trailer. We got to make some stake pockets, drill them in. Well, we have the stake pockets, we just got to attach them, build the back gates. All the boards are in 8-foot sections right now. Basically got to put it together, get it split so it can split with the barn doors, and put on the tarp kit. And that's what's on today's maintenance list. If I have time, I might put on the debris loader. It has a little chute that flex it down in the bed so we can use it without the leaf box on it, and that's for some spring cleanups. So if we have time to do that today, we will try to work on that. But besides that, we have quite a few quotes to go do today, and we just got to try to get this project done and head out to those afternoon quotes. So let's get started. All right, so first up here, we're going to see what our true measurement is across the board. Because I don't know if I want to go overlapping or not. Let's see if I overlap, because I just don't want them to get stuck on there. I think 75-inch boards will be fine. Put the 2x4s to the side. And everything doesn't have to be exact on the woodworking. Just close enough. Let's just take a look at this. Should sit in there with a nice 1/4-inch gap on either side. I'm fine with that. Now I know I could use a pencil for this, but I don't have a pencil out here right now. So this will do. Nice little chalk line. Okay. Just gonna size that up. Looks pretty good to me. See, these doors sag a little bit. Need to stop putting my marker down. I think what I'm going to do is just basically cut all these boards to this same length, and then there's a pretty big gap in here. I'm just going to put a chalk line right at the middle once I have all these boards. It's going to be a little chaotic, but yeah, we'll make it work. I'm basically going to build it first, then split it, and if there's too big of a gap, we'll work on it from then. All right. I'm not by any means what you consider a woodworking professional. I'm a close enough kind of guy. I have my truck running in the back, or the SUV running in the background, because it also had issues with batteries. I just got the battery replaced on the other truck that died the other day, and that truck's not wanting to start either. It must be a weather thing, because I've seen a couple other people are having problems with their truck batteries as well. But yeah, it's super fun. All the batteries dying. Might just be kind of low, so I'm just going to start her up and see what happens. All right, and there's that one. Just gonna leave that guy up here for now. Probably be doing this on something steadier than a wheelbarrow, balancing on a box, balancing on a cart, but you know, it'll be fine. Probably should have brought my DeWalt batteries in for the year as well, because some of those are struggling now too, even with a charge. Looks good enough to me. Guess I probably should make sure there's no major flaws in these. Yeah. It's gonna get covered in mulch or dye anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. These boards are not square, but that's fine. As long as they're close enough, that's all that matters. This isn't fine woodworking furniture production here. This is just get the job done. Looks good enough to me. All right. Now we're just kind of gonna mock it up on here. I know there's much better ways of doing that. Like I said, not a woodworker, just getting it close enough. Yeah, that board is just not even close. That is a good bit of warped. Could not tell that when I bought it. We'll shape it up. So now effectively what I'm doing here, I'm just gonna install these ones all right next to each other. So we're just gonna see how long we need the 2x4s to be approximately. plus 23 inches, 22 and a half, 22 and a half. So it's basically whatever the height of this is plus 22 and a half. I just don't want the 2x4s getting stuck on anything. So 16 and a half and 22 and a half. That's 17 and 22. It's 19, 29, 39. You know, I think I want to inch off the ground too. So we're gonna do 38. So 38 is gonna put her about up to here. So that's gonna be some pretty tall back walls. So I think 38 will be the nicest number. Like I said, I'm gonna install them higher, just because I don't want any issues with the boards going in, hitting debris or some kind of rock or something stupid. So I think 38 inches will be fine. Alright, well I was planning on working on the trailer project more today, but I actually had a lot of quotes to do. They pretty much took the whole afternoon and evening up. I think I left around like 1 something, or maybe it was like, we had 1 or 2, and it's 6 now. I gotta run to the store. I'm gonna get some more bolts for the project so I can work on it possibly tomorrow, which would be Sunday. Yeah, it was kind of a strange thing. So the truck, when I took the truck in, the battery is only a year old. I'm talking about the other landscape vehicle. When it died the other day, and they replaced the battery. They tested the system, and they said that they didn't see anything wrong with it, but they ended up replacing that battery under warranty anyway. And then I got in the SUV today, and that battery was also having some issues. It barely started for me today, and then I let it run for an hour or two while I was messing around with the trailer, and then it started and stopped fine for me, and I took it to the store where I bought the battery, and that one also had just been installed 1 year ago, almost to the day, March 8th of last year. And the guy tested it, and he said that the starting amps, there's no starting power on that battery, so that battery is toast. So he thinks it might be a snowplow related thing with just drawing a lot of power out of it, but I mean, it happened to both trucks, and I barely ran them with a snowplow this year. And like I said, both of them had a 1 year battery, 1 year old battery, both got covered under warranty, both are replaced. It's just kind of funny. Because I noticed on Sean is having some issues with their trucks too. They had 2 of their dead batteries. I'm like, what the heck's going on? Maybe there's something to the cold really messing with your batteries. Because like I said, I've had both my vehicles in a row, and that's not the first I've heard of the batteries getting messed up this year. Luckily, knock on wood, the mower batteries and the tractor batteries are all fine and dandy. The only other battery I have an issue with this, well, it's 3 years old now, is the debris loader battery is going to need replaced, but I can still run that thing even with the battery not working. So yeah, the only ones I've had replaced so far were the truck batteries and the debris loader batteries. Everything else is fine. So we'll see how that goes as we move into spring and see if we run into any more battery issues. All right, what is now the next day? We started the project on Saturday afternoon, and now it is Sunday. The SUV, I actually took it in because it barely started for me, and its starting power was pretty much all the way gone. It was just pretty much a dead battery. So they replaced that one under warranty. So it's kind of funky. So that's like 2 batteries on 2 different trucks in the same week that are both only like 1 year old, that both got replaced under warranty. I don't know what's happened to the batteries, guys, but it's just kind of weird. But both the batteries are brand new, should be good to go. I'm going to start working on the trailer project again. So let's get back into it again. I think it might be a little weird, but I might just try to run some self-tappers in there just to drill a hole. I was going to use a whole bunch of other stuff, but I mean, if self-tappers will make a hole in there, I'm going to go for it and just start it off that way. We're going to go about this kind of a bit of a strange way here. We're going to stick this guy up in here. Now, I'm not using self-tappers to hold it on. I'm actually using bolts. But my weird theory is, if I set everything with self-tappers, it makes it a lot easier for me. Whoops. Push that corner in. It's fine. Not going for any beauty prizes here. All right, let's see if I can get my crazy idea here to work. So my theory is, if I just kind of do one of these doohickeys in the general spots I know it's supposed to work. That's not staying there, just temporary. I guess it's all going to depend on how thick the metal is on this dump trailer. Brilliant. Again, I'm really just using that just to hold it in place. So I can attempt to run a self-tapper through there and see what happens. Okay, she can see to the outside world. Perfect. It's actually really thin metal, so it's going to do exactly what I need it to do here. I guess the question is, how many times can I use the same self-tapper? Whoopsies. Well, whatever. The hole's drilled. I'm just curious how many times I can use the same self-tapper to drill out these holes I need. Until it breaks. So far, this chaotic method's working pretty well. Okay, completely and utterly new plan. So these, for some reason, were the original concept I had. These are 4.5 inch bolts. I'm just gonna use these little guys. I actually have 16 of them, the exact amount I need. So I'm just gonna drill out these holes a little bit bigger and just install these, because this will work just as well. So let's see, we're gonna put this on the magnetic tray. I'm still gonna use all those bolts for the top bars. I just do not need to waste that much bolt on the bottom ones, but it'll be fine on the top. It's actually completely excessive for the top too, but originally I was going to do bigger material up here. Just gonna make sure these aren't going to slide through all of these things. Put them on the outside, I think we'll be fine. Okay, I think at this point I'm going to cut this board in half. Just thinking outside of my steps here. I know this is absolutely chaotic. I sometimes just live in chaos. Hey, look good enough to me. All right, have our tarp canopy out here. Now normally this is best done with 2 people. I'm gonna see if I can get it done by myself today. And I'm just being impatient. Just gonna get her preset up here. Now normally I have this thing installed all the way, as you can see right here, all the way on the top, facing that way. I think I'm gonna try to angle it this way if it's gonna work this year. Because the Ventrac doesn't quite fit in all the way with the bucket. So if we need to, we can put the Ventrac bucket up here. This is only gonna be here for the spring. But in the summertime, we'll be able to put the bucket up here if we need to. Got all this rope. I mean, I think the tractor bucket could still gently rest on top of there if we did it that way again. Let me go get the other bracket off of there. Still might just be the safest way to go about it. And just because where the handle is, I think I'm still going to just mount it the way I had it last year. This handle's got to go. Like I said, normally I do this with 2 people, but I'm kind of being impatient this year. Well, not impatient, just trying to get ahead of stuff. I'm mounting it with these, I was using self-tappers before, but that is not a good idea. I'm mounting it with these big old leg screws this time. So those should hold it on there fairly well. Don't like where that one's going. Whoops. Should have drilled that hole out. I was being impatient on it. Well, let's just run this one in. That one needs drilled out too. You're back. Guess that's what I get for being impatient with it. That's just in a dumb spot. All right, got that. Flying hot metal is fun. Let's try that again. If I could do it at an angle, I think it's hitting a bolt on the inside. Nope, well that explains why it broke though. Okay. I originally had 5 for each side, but that's not gonna... There's a bolt in this one, so I might put something smaller in there or something. Oh, that's one of the ones that he drilled out. Okay. not make it big enough there? I want to break another one. I think I probably could have made the, just drilled it out just a little bit more. That's just going in really weird. To be honest, I think there's another screw in there. Well, I see why I didn't use these legs before. I wonder if I can use the broken leg. Maybe it won't go in far enough to interfere. This is probably a stupid idea. Yeah. Okay, 2 legs, and then we'll use something smaller for this side. Tarp kit set up. Last thing we need to do on this trailer today is I just picked up this guy here. It's the Billy Goat debris loader deflector kit for open trailers. So this should allow us to do some spring cleanups, even with our leaf box off. So the only thing about this is, I think I'm at the drill in that steel up top. The deflector itself has already pre-drilled holes. Whoops. Like so. It's not really not a big deal, to be honest, but let's see what they have here. Man, I'm dropping all the hardware. I don't foresee any reason why it wouldn't be a fast install. Using the deflector as a template, positioned it so the holes are on the center of the exhaust and 2 inches back from the end. Mark the holes, use 11 32nd drill bit, drill the holes in the middle, both sides, attach deflector, hardware provided. The bolts should run from the inside out, and the washers will be on the outside of the deflector. Do not over tighten. Seems easy enough to me. 11 32nd, that's really specific. I'll be back in a second. All right. That sucker's wide. This is the right one for this model, but it's got a lot of play. It must pinch on or something. I'm gonna have to do one side at a time. It's just, it floats too much. This is a giant bit. Let me make sure that's right. I'm just going crazy. I put the half-inch bit in, and I put the 11/32 on the workbench. Whoops. About to say something a little off there. This is not a good way to do this. Maybe it's on the ground. Okay. Yeah, they have to mean that they want this just like tensioned inwards. Maybe it acts like a spring, because there's just way too much room in there. I'll show you in a second here. So I bet it just clamps together. It just says do not over tighten. So I guess I'll go on the far outskirts of where this needs to be. Just kind of figure it out as we go. All right, I'll take that. Now the fun part. Now they want this all sandwiched together. We shall see how that goes. I just realized my driver is probably not going to work here. We'll at least get started, I guess. Do not over tighten, it says. Nope, doesn't fit in there, but. Okay, I need to get something else. Be right back. Okay, round two. We're gonna get tightened to a point. That's pulling in really nicely. We're gonna get tightened to a point and then deflect it downwards. Never actually used one of these things, so I'm not really sure how far down I need to deflect. It says don't over tighten. So I think since it has nylon nuts on it, I think it's supposed to be able to move, so it's just enough to stop it. But you can deflect it where you need it to, even out of the way. Okay. All right, well, we got the back of the dump trailer on finally. I'm looking how that's gonna look. It's gonna be really nice when we are hauling stuff in the back of there, be it either brush or just the 8 yards of mulch we usually do. It'll all just stay nice and neat inside the trailer where we need it to. We got the tarp kit on, it's ready to go. We got the debris loader deflector on for any spring cleanups that do come up. That debris loader will be coming off as soon as spring is over, but while we have spring cleanups on the schedule, we're gonna leave it on there. So yeah, right now we're just basically doing maintenance work and quoting. The landscaping jobs will be starting in about a week or so. We already have quite a few on the schedule, so stay tuned. There's gonna be a lot of interesting jobs coming up. Some areas that we can't even get the vent rack in, unfortunately, we're gonna have to use the wheelbarrows, so I gotta get that other wheelbarrow built before we get started here. Time is kind of running out, because there's a couple tight fence areas that we just can't get in the backyard, and they have, quite a bit of material that needs to go back there. But yeah, stay tuned, and thanks again for watching. We'll see you again next time.